Hey guys, and welcome to this video in which I'm going to be doing kind of a casual chill study vlog. It's actually the first day of a language challenge that I decided to kind of make its own separate vlog because I'm not really sure exactly what my goals are for this challenge and what I'm doing in this challenge, but I figured I'd kind of take the first day of this challenge to kind of try out a few things and figure out what I like and what I don't like and what exactly I want to do for this challenge. So the original goal of the challenge is to take a piece of media in your target language and kind of focus on that piece of media over the week and do a bunch of tangential activities connecting to that media. I thought about following along with the original prompt and kind of choosing a book that I have and going through that and doing some other things connecting to it, like writing or other stuff, but I decided that I don't really feel like doing that right now, so I'm kind of shifting it up a little bit, mixing it up and making it more suitable to what I want to do right now, which is just kind of more media in general connecting to Korean. I haven't really been focusing on the Korean language at all for a while now, honestly. It's been kind of falling behind the other two languages that I've been studying, Mandarin and Japanese. I am going to be doing a little bit of those languages throughout the week as well, but I do want to kind of revamp my intentional active Korean study through this week. And so what I'm going to be doing, I think, is just taking in different kinds of Korean media and doing different activities related to those pieces of media. In my last video, I mentioned I might be doing just news, watching news every day and trying to really gain vocabulary, but I decided that I don't really like news that much, and so I don't want to do this really super huge week-long intensive on just news because I will not enjoy this challenge of only doing news because I don't like news that much. I do want to do more news to improve my Korean and to get that kind of formal extra vocabulary for all those different news, social event kind of stuff, but I don't want to deep dive on news because I would hate myself. So I want to do a little bit of news every single day, but I also want to do other kinds of media that I enjoy more. And so what I'm thinking about doing is doing a little snippet of news every day, or maybe a few little snippets of news every day. I know on YouTube there's lots of news channels that put out little 2 or 3 minute segments of news, especially some that are literally called tamak nusu, which is subtitled news. So I could definitely use those short little snippets to focus in on formal news vocabulary on a variety of different topics while not having to do a 50-minute broadcast on the news every single day. And then also I'm thinking about incorporating some variety shows. We'll see. I'm going to kind of explore some different things today, look up vocabulary that I don't know for all of these different types of media, and actively put more time towards actually studying Korean vocabulary. For a while now, I haven't really been actively studying Korean vocabulary. I would, for example, read books and I would look up words, but I wouldn't actually study them for the most part, except for a rare occasion here or there, maybe once this year so far total, which is very little, obviously. And then as far as my other languages as well, I'm not totally giving up Japanese and Mandarin for this challenge. And in fact, I also haven't touched Mandarin except for watching a few dramas here and there since the language challenge either. So I want to pick up doing a little bit of Chinese every day for that. And then for Japanese, I'm going to be continuing doing my daily Saturday Reader app studying because of course I am. But then I also want to kind of throw in some extra media as well, just content of whatever. And so that's the goal. I'm going to stop yammering on now, but today is the first day, so I'm going to kind of see how long things take out of these activities that I want to do, just to kind of see what my expectations can be for the rest of the week. Because I don't want to set these super unrealistic goals if it turns out that doing a single short video is going to take an hour of my time, for example. Yeah, let's go ahead and dive into something. I think I'm going to go ahead and get the news out of the way. I'm going to try to find a short Chamak news, subtitled news segment. All right, popping on one more time before I start just to show my current setup. So I've connected my computer to my TV screen here that I never use so that I can have a double screen. I'm going to watch this very short news segment. It's only 1.5 minutes long, and it is a Chamak news segment, so that means it has built-in subtitles on the screen as it goes. I'm going to watch it once all the way through without any stopping or any limitations. I'm going to be able to read the subtitles and just watch it and see how much I can understand. And then after that, I'm going to play it again and try to do a dictation exercise. So I'm going to try and totally ignore the subtitles on the screen and then just type out as much as I can understand and spell out. I'm going to be able to pause it, of course, during that time and just see how much I can type successfully and do my best on the things I can't understand. This is actually about some sort of crisis going on in Japan right now. I didn't fully understand the context of the title of the video, but some sort of crisis happening in Japan which means there's an extra challenge of all the Japanese names and city names and people names that I don't know how to spell in Korean, but I'm gonna give it my best shot because, you know, it is phonetic, so I should be able to do decently well, hopefully. And then I'm gonna go back and check my dictation against the actual subtitles built into the video and see how well I did. And then I'm gonna go and look at vocab and maybe make a Quizlet set and stuff. So that's the plan. This is my setup, and we'll see how it goes.
복구 전력은 개수로 희석하는 설비와 함께 이상이 생겼을 때 시스템이 정상 작동하는지를 확인하는 것이 목적이라고 설명했습니다.
Okay, just finished watching that, and that was really difficult to understand. I don't really know what it was talking about, something about pollution and energy. So this is going to be interesting. This is good though. This is good, an unknown topic, or at least an unfamiliar topic. So lots of new words, but hopefully as I go slowly through and dictate, I can parse more of what they're saying, because first run through was ugh. So, I just finished going through all of that, and it's been an hour and 20 minutes since I started this activity. And just a reminder, this is a really short video. Not even the full minute and a half was all the content. It was like a minute and 6 seconds of actual news stuff, and the rest was all like and subscribe and that kind of stuff. But so a minute and 6 seconds, and I spent an hour and 20 minutes on it, which is a ton of time. But the dictation took quite a while. I think it took, I just checked, it was like 20 something minutes just to go through and slowly listen chunk by chunk of sentences and try to write things down. Again, I was very unfamiliar with this topic, which turned out to be a nuclear power plant and how they're like discharging water after, I don't know, it's this complicated thing. I feel a lot better about how much I was not understanding at the beginning now that I've gone through and actually understand what it's talking about. Like, oh, no wonder I didn't understand. It's talking about nuclear power plants and all of that crap. So yeah, it took about 25-ish minutes for the dictation, and then I went through and typed out the actual script of the video to compare, and I actually did pretty well on the dictation considering how freaking long it took me to actually do. I got a majority of the words and structures right, just a few things here or there, even though I didn't really know what it was talking about that much. I could tell it was talking about this place in Fukushima and how there's like this disagreement between the government and something and yada yada yada. I just didn't figure out it was about nuclear energy and the nuclear power plant until after I was going through the vocab. But after I compared my dictation to the actual script, I went through each sentence, each word, and looked up all the words I didn't know and wrote out the definitions on this Google Doc so that I can just click on all the little highlighted words, and any word that I don't know will pop up automatically with the definition that I put in there, so I can go back and review later. I knew this would probably take a while to do. I didn't think it would take me over an hour, almost an hour and a half to do just for a 1-minute video, so I might have to rethink my plans for this week, because I was kind of aiming on doing multiple videos per day, and like I was like, the news was the shortest one. I was planning on doing like variety shows, so I'm not sure how that's going to go. I might break up one variety show over multiple days. Today I got a super late start. It's actually already almost 8 p.m. so I'm gonna probably go ahead, take a break, eat dinner, watch something fun, give my brain a break because I'm tired now. I'm exhausted from that really mentally intense exercise, but gonna go eat, take a content break, and then maybe do something else, either related to this or something new. I'm not sure. We'll decide then. But So made dinner, did some laundry, took a nice long break. Originally I was deciding between watching some Japanese content or Mandarin content during the dinner making and eating process, and I ended up deciding on English YouTube. So did not actually watch any language stuff during that time, but after dinner I did go ahead and do my other languages. I did set the reader, of course, doing that every day. And then I did do Chinese for the first time in a very long time, in like 6 weeks, I think. And the very first like sentence, the little title of the chapter that I was reading was called 我错了, which is like I was wrong. And so 我, the very first word, means I, and I read it with a Japanese pronunciation. And I was like, oh my god, I needed to read more Chinese. I cannot neglect my Mandarin like this, because wow, my first instinct was to read this like not very common Japanese reading of the character and not the super common I that it is in Mandarin 我. So I was kind of horrified by that. I did kind of I wouldn't say get into a groove, because I was kind of rusty the entire reading, not gonna lie. Also, it was chapter 21 of a story, and I was like, what's going on in the story? It had been so long, I kind of forgot what was going on, so I might need to reread the beginning of the story before I move on for the week. So definitely was surprised at how rusty I got at Mandarin in just that 6-week period, but I guess it makes sense when I'm looking at either the same characters or similar characters, but with different readings in Japanese. It's surprising how quickly you can kind of push aside the readings that you were so familiar with just 6 weeks earlier, just by not using them for a while. So definitely going to make a note to not leave Mandarin in the dark for so long, but I was happy to finally get back into it after so long. And yeah, that's what I've done. It's already almost 11 o'clock. I did kind of start late in the day today. I started at like 6-ish, I think. Yeah, I didn't end up getting as much done as I was hoping to today. So far, it's like 2 hours-ish of stuff that I've done, maybe a little bit less, but I'm probably gonna go ahead and get ready for bed now. I am a night owl and I often stay up later than this, but tomorrow I have to attend graduation, so I don't want to stay up too late and then be totally wonked out for the graduation tomorrow. I am going to watch something in bed before I go to sleep. I'm not sure if I'm gonna watch something in Japanese or Mandarin, or probably both, hopefully both, but we'll see what I end up watching, and I will put my total times for the day up on the screen. This isn't a time challenge, but I do like to just make note of how much time I spend on things. I do wish that I had more of a chance to do more Korean media stuff, but again, I started pretty late in the day. I started at like 6 o'clock, like I said. Starting tomorrow and into the weekend, I will have a little more time in the day to work on more Korean stuff, so I can kind of get more in the groove. I do think kind of going into the rest of this week-long challenge, I'm gonna take some lessons from today, the very first day. I don't think I'm going to be doing more dictations, or if I do dictations, it'll be on more familiar content to me, or maybe after I go through and learn the vocab. Well, I'm not sure about that at work, but at least something that's more familiar of a topic to me, because trying to do this 1-minute little section on nuclear energy power plants and how they discharge their like waste water or something like that. That was just, the topic was so unfamiliar that it was like trying to just transcribe sounds into words. I did decently well considering that, but I just don't think it was actually helpful for me as a language learner. So probably only going to do that maybe for more familiar content, or not at all moving into the rest of the week. I just don't think it was great. So that's a good lesson for the rest of the week. And I'm looking forward to doing more new stuff, more variety show stuff, and really deep diving into the vocab like this. I honestly think it's a relatively simple exercise, just going through a transcript and like looking at each individual word and making sure you understand it and how the sentences work together and stuff. But honestly, I think it's one of the most helpful things that you can do to learn a language, is because it has the audio element, it has the vocabulary and grammar and everything all together in one. And so I just think it's a great exercise. So excited to do it more with content that I'm more interested in, along with more news as well for the rest of the week. But yeah, that is enough rambling for tonight. I will leave you guys there. I will be posting another video, of course, with the rest of this weekly challenge, starting from day 2 through day 7 next week, I assume, hopefully. So I will see you guys then, and until then, annyeong.